Hi, welcome to Phoenix Rising. The name of this show is a continuation of a show that you had seen before, and that was Music is Joy, and this is Music is Still Joy.
You bet it is,
because
baby.
it definitely is. So we're going to have a very, very, very good time. I have Jan, Hanna, and Lindsay Reeve here, who are two of my favorite people, and I love them both dearly, and I'm so glad you can be here today.
I'm going to start crying.
So,
yeah.
Don't you dare cry. I have no tissues. This is the happy show.
She's such a softie. There's one song that we do that.
Oh, you're going to make her cry, and then you're going to act like a goose.
Stuff usually.
Yeah.
Or if something's really beautiful, I'll cry.
Okay.
Like harmonies and things like that, I cry.
Oh, God, she's really going to weep today. I promise I will not sing because you would cry over that. And so the people would change the channel immediately. So before we gift you with their beautiful sounds, Lindsay,
yes.
Would you talk a little bit about what's happening, what's coming up for you and the Jan Hanna Band and things like that,
well,
like
we're just
at Sunny's Riverhead Grill and things like that?
We're actually just in the beginning stages of booking a new season, as most local bands are. But Sunny's is not something place that we play every week. We play there once a month, and we have a myriad. I mean, I've got a ton of great, really good musicians that love playing at Sunny's. Gene Casey actually plays at Sunny's.
Yes, yeah, we were there the night he played.
Like,
that's such great
to me,
fun.
that's
so good.
That's it. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm crazy about Gene.
Yep.
But
He
yeah, every
speaks highly
Saturday
of me,
night
too.
at Sunny's Luncheon at Downtown, which used to be the Riverhead Grill. Every Saturday night, 5:30 to 8:30 if people are still there.
And Sunny and Jim are amazing.
Oh, yeah.
They saved some of the old things on the menu, some of the comfort foods, but they've added to the menu so beautifully.
But you know what?
Good.
I've been harping on them because the thing that we're lacking that used to be there all the time before it was Sunny's was tapioca pudding. And Jim says he hasn't found the recipe that he's pleased with yet. So if anybody has a great recipe for tapioca pudding, send it to Phoenix. And we'll get it to Jim.
We will
We'll
definitely
try every
get it
single
to
one.
Jim.
I'll be the taster.
Okay.
In the meantime.
Okay, you got it. I still have to make Jim another cornbread.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. And Miss Jan, what's up with you?
Yes, my love.
Yeah.
Well, about the same thing. I mean, I got a lot going on.
Yeah. And now you have today going on.
And I'm so glad to be here. Thank you very, very much.
We definitely enjoy each other. We have a very good time. The last time that the Jan Hanna Band, which obviously includes Lindsay, was at Sunny's. Sunny is the wife, Jim is the husband, and he's the chef, and he burns in the kitchen.
Really good.
We had
great.
so much fun. You'd think this little diner type place in Riverhead on Main Street would be like boring and dull.
That's the
People
gem.
were looking in the windows, and every time we waved someone in, they'd be applauded in.
Yeah, the whole place would go in an uproar and
energy,
welcome you in.
when you're there, the energy is just a hoot and a half.
It's a
amazing.
very special place run by very special people.
They are. They're
cozy.
absolutely darling people.
Yeah, I
And
love playing there.
All the wait staff for everybody, it's like you'd swear they're all related because everybody's, it's like a family feel. It's really great.
You know, we're really pretty lucky that we get to play at the places that we play at.
Yeah.
Because they're all wonderful. Green Hill, Jamesport Farm, I love them.
Yeah, we generally pick where we play by if we like the beer there. And if,
Okay.
and if the food
Or
is
if they
good.
have wine that's
and
not
if this,
so bad.
well,
Right.
yeah, wine
I
too.
mean, in my case, you know.
Yeah.
You'd rather have the wine than the beer.
Well, beer, I love beer, but it makes me burp. So
And
when
how are you going to
sing,
sing and burp? at the
That's
same
one of the
time?
reasons I like
But you could get away with it. You know that.
Well,
you
yeah,
could definitely
we might-
get away with it.
exactly.
Yes, most definitely.
Now you need Diane to teach the burping class.
Yes.
Well, I can gargle and sing at the same time.
Can you do that?
Yeah, but I can't.
Do you want to do that today?
Sure.
I'm really putting her on the spot. I've never seen her do this. Here we go. Don't spit all over yourself. I told you the show was going to be different. Not doing it today.
Maybe not today, huh?
Honest to God, I really can't do it. I started to laugh.
And I'm
went
sorry
that's
I
good.
did that.
Encore. I'd like to hear that one
button.
again.
Sorry. Turn off my mic.
So music is still a joy, especially when Jan is choking here.
Let me tell you about.
No, I used to do that, and I could do it.
Oh,
but
you did it You did it at Sunny.
You can't laugh and
No, you
gargle.
can't because you're going to choke yourself like you just did.
So I'm
Yes,
sorry.
so-
Sorry.
And I'm sorry because I kind of am
No, it's good. I
responsible
like
for
when
that.
people give me a challenge.
Well, I did give her a challenge because I asked her if she would start with Lindsay doing a song that she yodels in. Yes, I love that. So, are you
Some
want to?
people don't like yodeling at all.
Well, if you don't like yodeling, I have a feeling that this will change your mind.
Well,
or make you change the channel.
Or you could change the channel for 3.5 minutes and then come back to us.
Either way.
you know, we have a goat farm.
Yes.
My husband and I.
Yeah.
Right
Lots
now
of
we have
goats.
46 goats.
Oh my God, I have to
probably
come
shouldn't have said
over.
that. Oh my God, they're so cute.
yeah.
They're Nigerian dwarfs. But
Not
every
the same.
every night I sang Edelweiss to them.
Do
So the
you?
other day I was sitting on, we sit on milk crates, and I have like a flake of hay, and they all come over and they eat it and stuff. So I started yodeling to them, and they're looking at me like, I don't know what she's doing, but I'm just eating hay here. And it's just so funny to get their reactions. It's like,
And they look at you
all
like,
right, she looks
okay.
happy. We're just going to let her be. You know?
Yeah. And they all come up and take a nibble and hang
Oh
out.
yeah, and they're just
Jan
so
runs
adorable.
all her songs past the goats before we decide whether
Okay,
to
so
play or
if
not.
they don't,
like it, we'll
if they
we'll
don't
do it.
run away, it's a go. Not a goat, it's a go.
Before you get started, let me tell you something about my little Jan here.
Tell us something
no.
about Jan.
Oh no, she hates this, but we put this band together. We're all strays from other bands, basically, and we've all intermingled now and then, here and there, sitting with this band, that band, and that's how we all came to know one another. And somehow or another, it all came to be where all these little fragments of other bands came to be the one that you want to hang around with after the gig. That's a big difference.
It's a
Ask the
very
Eagles,
big
ask the Eagles if
difference.
they like hanging around with each other. Yeah. It's not all bands do. Everybody gets along pretty much, but you know, this is the band.
Right,
You,
and
this is the
I
band you
can't
wanna
wait
go
to get
home
away
with.
from you and go home.
Yeah,
But not
and
this group.
Jan was vehemently against naming it after her because she didn't like that. You know, she didn't want to be the she didn't
No, I
want to be the
totally didn't
Yeah.
want it to be the
But
Jan
the thing
Hanna
is,
band.
in the 60s, Jan was riding around up and down the West Coast in her 59 VW microbus and her acoustic guitar, playing with whoever would have her. She's been at it longer than anybody else
Yeah.
here. So it's about time she was more than just an accessory.
And recognized.
Exactly.
You need to be recognized,
Yeah.
honey.
Yeah, but she
No,
doesn't.
not
She
necessarily.
doesn't need it.
And why not?
Jan doesn't
We
need it,
all
but
have
we
a-
need to recognize her.
Yeah, we all have a gift in life that needs to be recognized.
Yeah.
So it's time for us to recognize you.
Well, thank you. But as long as the goats recognize me, that's okay. No,
Mama.
just so you know, the Jan Hanna band is nothing without Lindsay.
Oh,
And I'm not just blowing smoke.
It is.
But it's nothing without
Well, without
you.
Jan Hanna, it would just be band.
Because,
so.
well, you're like the, yes, it should
Yes.
be band.
It would be
who's
band.
tonight?
So who's
Band
more-
is going to
so
be
who's
at
more
Green Hill.
important?
Band is going to be at Sunny's.
Do you know that we
Let's
were
not
in
argue over
another,
who's more
we were
important.
trying to get another band years ago. We, I don't know, got put together. And so we would jam around a lot. And he and I would goof around so much.
When you
that-
were up at the beach.
No,
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 that's the whole-
we never,
no.
we
Oh,
only
okay.
played, I think,
You
one.
never saw this
We only
one.
had one gig.
I never saw this one, huh?
Well,
Uh,
it wasn't so much fun, but finally the guy who was the lead of the band had to actually separate us. He put Lindsay on one end, all right, you stand over there, and then there was like 4 of us, and then Jan, you stand over there.
were-
So we would like, you know, crack jokes and make
apparently,
faces
we
at
weren't
each
serious
other.
enough.
No, it's like, all right, get in the corner. You guys are-
Bad children,
Exactly.
right?
And we're just about as serious as we were then.
As you should be, honey.
Yeah,
No,
so I
As you
feel.
should be.
Oh, we're in our last, we're in our 4th quarter in this big game. Why should we be too serious?
No, there's
Well,
enough
what-
serious things happening. Let's find the joy.
Yeah, like yodeling, for instance.
Like yodeling.
All right.
Segue.
Do the yodel song
Little Hank
for me,
Williams.
please. Yeah.
Ready?
You betcha.
It's too early in the morning to do this for real, but
It's all on you.
I got a feeling called the blues. Oh Lord, since my baby said goodbye. Lord, I don't know what I'll do. All I do is sit inside. Oh Lord, the last long day she said goodbye. Well, Lord, I thought I would cry. She'll do me, she'll do you. She got that kind of loving. Lord, I love to hear her when she calls me sweet daddy. Such a beautiful dream. Hate to think it's all over. I've lost my heart, it seems. I've grown so used to you somehow. Lord, I'm nobody's sugar daddy now. I got the love, want some. I got the love sick blues. Well, I'm in love with a beautiful gal. That's the matter with me. I'm in love with a beautiful gal, but she don't care about me. Lord, I tried and I tried to keep her satisfied, but she just wouldn't stay. So now that she's leaving, this is all that I can say. I got a feeling called the blues. Oh Lord, since my baby said goodbye. Lord, I don't know what I'll do. All I do is sit and sigh. Oh Lord, the last long day she said goodbye. Well, Lord, I thought I would die. She'll do me, she'll do you. She's got that kind of loving. Lord, I love to hear her when she calls me sweet daddy. Such a beautiful dream. Lord, I hate to think it's all over. I lost my heart, it seems. I've grown so used to you somehow. Lord, I'm nobody's sugar daddy now. I got the low, want some. I got the love sick blues. All right, Lindsay, hit it. I've grown so used to you somehow. Lord, I'm nobody's sugar daddy now. I got the low, want some. I got the love sick blues.
Awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You hear everybody clapping at home?
So when's the yodel
I
song?
see you. Thank you for doing that for me.
I think it's hysterical that you wanted me to do a
Yeah.
yodel song.
When did you realize you could yodel? Were you a kid? How did because I can't even imagine what happens inside your mouth when you yodel.
You know what? When I was little, I had a very strange growing up, which is I'm the result of that. But I used to just go around and like make animal noises, and used to talk in voices. I don't mean like I'm hearing voices. I mean I would like do accents, and it was a way of entertaining
personality
myself.
disorder, or no?
Yeah, probably yes.
Okay.
I'm really yes, exactly.
Yes, okay.
But so that was a way of keeping myself entertained.
Right, being creative with the sounds that you make.
Like, crack myself. I was like,
sometimes you have to.
sometimes you do.
We
so
still
I think
do.
The yodeling thing, I think, came from
Just
that.
grew out of that.
Yes.
I find that often I'm the only one laughing at my jokes.
Well, there's a reason for that, Lindsay. I know.
Do you want us to talk to you about that while we're recording or after, darling?
No, I don't know.
You guys have known each other for so long.
Since the coffee house.
Since the coffee house, yeah, since EastEnders. That's where
I went into the coffee house
we
one
met
afternoon.
We met all the best people from EastEnders.
I did. I definitely did. They're my family. They really are.
Yeah.
So you walked in.
I walked in there one day, and there was this very lovely blonde lady. And I said, "Hi, my name is Phoenix." And she said, "Hi, my name is Diane." Behind the counter.
Just picture her saying,
"Hi, my name is Diane."
I love her so much.
And I said, "I'm a Reiki master
me too.
teacher. Are you open to the idea of me doing a Reiki circle here on Sundays?"
She said, "Sure."
And that's exactly what she said, "Sure." So we did it, and when you walked in the door closer to the parking lot, the back door in between what's now the kitchen and the bathroom. And we had a circle there on Sundays.
It's where Haiku, the sushi place
Yeah,
is now.
Haiku is there now, so in their hallway.
Yeah.
And we had some chairs set up, and maybe we did it 3 times when the Reiki circle exploded. And Diane said it was okay to do it in the main room.
Yeah,
there
we
was a
took our little
couch there.
coffee.
Now, I loved
yeah.
being in the coffee house anyway.
Yeah. It was a great
So
ride.
we had it in the main room, and what was so fascinating was we would start the Reiki circle, say 3 o'clock on a Sunday. People would come in and Ahmed and his children, and people be on the couch, on chairs, whatever. And just after getting into the meditation, before any Reiki was being done, you'd look around and all these people were zoned out. No one heard the espresso machine. Yeah. No one heard the traffic going
You're
by.
right in the middle of everything, but everybody was
nothing. Babies crying. Everyone was cool. in la la. Who was the guy that used to do the spoons?
Artie.
Artie used to sit behind us, and he used to make noise to try to see if he could disturb them.
Yeah.
That's where we met our precious Daniel Flamia.
And James Clare.
Yes. Yeah,
James Clare was my unofficial black great-grandfather.
A number, yeah. We have a number of them that are in heaven angels now that were in the coffee house. And that's where Lindsay came out of the closet with his music.
I'm glad you explained the rest.
Aren't you glad I was hesitating?
Diane was going to be wondering.
I like the blue.
And what was funny is someone who shall remain nameless, so should we name him, comes in one night to the coffee house that had open mic night. And this guy who is in the field of music comes in, and he's kind of, he didn't know who Lindsay was. Right? I'm not mentioning names.
Thank you.
You could tell the host, but he's kind of pushing Lindsay around that, you know, he's like, this guy is the big dude there. So you tell him what happened, because it was just so funny.
Oh, you tell it so well.
Well, he thought he was this big shot bass player, right? And he loved the microphone. He's truly in love with the mic, and he's going to get to see this, so he'll know who he is. You do really love the damn microphone and your ta-da moments. And
it was very funny.
When he was kind of like being very patronizing to you, if I remember correctly.
Really?
He came up with his guitar and kind of got right up in my face and said, and I was getting ready to play harmonica, and he goes, "A little crowded up here, don't you think?" And I'm like, yeah, it sure is. And I just looked at him and I smiled, and I went, I got the hint, and I went and I sat down. And then I decided to go behind the counter, and every now and then he'd look over me and wonder why I was behind the counter.
Yeah.
He thought maybe I worked there.
Did you work there?
Which would have been fine, but he didn't know that.
He didn't
just
know he
told the guy
owned
that
it.
owned the coffee house.
That
there wasn't enough room.
I don't remember who told him. Someone said to him, "Do you know who that is?"
Yeah, we've become friends.
And he was like,
we've become very good friends
and it was
since
like,
then. But
he owns the place. It was like,
that was our initial meeting.
That was their initial meeting. It was hysterical.
I mean, you don't do that to anybody. Why? I can't believe that.
Well, he does. He does. He's a good soul, but he's very much into the microphone is his. And he's a good musician.
Yeah, he's great.
But when there was open mic night, or he was playing with a group, he would announce, whoever was sitting in the audience, he would say, "And there's Phoenix, and she does ear candling," more than you do, because you do it too. But he would do this whole thing, and the a couple of senior citizens that were like the groupies were so cute, and he would like make this fuss, and people were like, some were okay with it, and some were like, "Will you just zip it and play, please?"
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm going to zip it now, so you two could play. What you going to play now?
I was wondering.
Because we could all talk forever and not play another darn song.
Oh, shoot.
Well, that's true, because you're so much fun.
What do you want to do?
No, you're so much fun. We can't leave Lindsay out. He's so much fun.
Sure.
What you going to do?
Lindsay makes any party fun.
Yes, he does.
Even if it's not a party. I wrote down the keys right there.
She done wrote it. And the goats didn't eat it.
Yeah, they do have a habit of it. All right, here's an old, well, most of the song we do is kind of old. Take the ribbon from my hair, shake it loose and let it fall, laying soft upon my skin, like the shadows on the wall.
Come and lay down by my side till the early morning light. All I'm wasting is your time. Help me make it through the night.
I don't care what's right or wrong. I don't try to understand. Let the devil
Yesterday is dead and gone, and tomorrow's out of sight. It's so sad to be alone. Help me make it through the night.
I don't care what's right or wrong. I don't try to understand. Let the devil take tomorrow. Lord, tonight I need a friend.
Yesterday is dead and gone, and tomorrow's out of sight. It's so sad to be alone. Help me make it through the night. I don't want to be alone. Help me make it through the night.
So beautiful.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites.
I
There she
am
goes.
so blessed. I'm here, and
There she goes.
all of us here that could listen in the production and hear, we're getting our own personal concert.
Oh,
It's
you're
like
so
so
sweet,
awesome.
Thank
This
you.
is really magical. This is so wonderful.
It makes it even more fun to
I
do
love
when as
you,
people are
Phoenix.
liking it at the other end.
Yeah.
Well, I hope so. I mean, I thought it was a little rough, frankly, but.
Well,
Do over, no?
you're the,
No.
you're
Okay.
the biggest critique.
So what do you got next, sir?
Well, you know, there is joy in music.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah. Whenever
heart-
you feel down, what do? You go for music. It
Actually,
heals.
sometimes if I don't get down very much,
Yeah.
but if I am really sad, I can't do music.
It's too much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, you know there are music where you could be riding in the car and a song will come on that reminds you of something.
Oh, yeah.
And you're just
Yeah.
bawling your eyes out. You have to pull over.
There's a great song called "The Song Remembers When" by Hugh Presswood, who lives in
Yeah.
Greenport, and he's a great songwriter. But it's that thing where you're in the grocery store and you're at the checkout, and over the loudspeaker you hear that song, and all of a sudden, boom, you're back in 1973.
Yeah.
You know, and you know what I mean. Music it's like smells too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like you ever walk into a room, so
That's
smells
so
like my grandmother's
familiar,
house.
You're
yeah.
back,
Yes.
you're back somewhere else.
Yeah.
in your
Yeah.
past.
Yeah, smells
Definitely.
and music that
Yeah.
definitely brings
Most
back.
of the time, those are good.
Most
of the time.
You know, even if it's like a bittersweet, even
Yeah.
if that memory is like
Still
a
very valid,
grandparent or a
yeah.
parent and they're not physically here anymore.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Got a
You
lot of
know,
that.
music, the scents, tastes, you know, certain foods.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll find someone that looks similar to that person you're walking up behind. After Scott passed away, I was in a 7-Eleven in Bayshore, right near where he lived. And there was a man online in front of me, and I was like, oh my God, no, he didn't die. No, I didn't go to the funeral.
Oh,
It
man,
was like,
for a second.
Oh,
really,
my
it was
God.
like
Yeah.
from the back and just a little bit of the side. And the poor man had no idea where I was like really dumbstruck staring
Yeah.
at him.
Oh
And
my
I said,
Yeah, you must
I'm
have been.
sorry. He said,
Yeah.
it's okay.
Oh.
Let me get out of here. This is a crazy lady, you know. But I mean, he was nice enough, you know. He just said,
He wasn't
it's
that
okay.
far off either.
You know, just a little touch. Can't totally
But you're
be
the
in
good crazy.
balance.
You're the
Can't-
good crazy.
My mother was a concert organist. She played piano.
right.
She was amazing.
Radio
and,
City Music Hall, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Yep, she was the first woman. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, you know
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah.
How do you know so much about me, Lindsay? Anyway,
Stalker.
I've been creeping on you for a while.
anyway, I got to tell you the story. One reason why I love churches and religion doesn't scare me is because my mom, for a while, in one place we lived in, actually in Nassau County for a couple of years, she played organ for the church. And it was a big, huge pipe organ somewhere. I don't even know where it was.
Yeah.
And so I would be down in the pews, rolling around, playing, doing my goofy noises and, you know, whatever I was doing. But I would be hearing, you know, Bach toccata and fugue. I mean, these wonderful, wonderful,
Was it in
wonderful
Rockville
pieces.
Center? Because they have a huge church there.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
I just was little.
That's a great memory.
But that to me was a safe place. It was like, hey man, I got the church to my whole self and this amazing music coming
Yeah.
from behind me.
And
This
it's
is
your
the
mom.
international sign for behind, by the way. I keep
Yeah.
going like this. And yeah, and it was really, that was
That's an
great.
amazing memory.
Yeah, so it helped me, you know, like I said, not be afraid of God, and you know,
Right.
churches don't scare me. I love churches. I love to go in cathedrals and stuff because I
The
can
architecture's always
hear.
amazing.
It's
Yeah.
yeah.
New England, and New England churches built out of huge chunks of
Yeah.
rock, you know, and just
Yeah.
like castles are beautiful.
But it was sad
Riverside,
because
Riverside Church up in the beginning of Harlem on the West Side
Right,
Highway.
right, right.
That's awesome
Yeah.
there.
But just one other thing to finish off that story is that when my mom died, when at a funeral, it was in California, and they had an organist there, and I thought, oh God, no, please, she's gonna like be rolling over right now.
Uh-oh.
This guy is terrible. He's just terrible,
Oh,
and
no.
it's like, could you get somebody better? Or nobody at all? That would have been.
Or like
so
Hanna
that
was.
made me laugh the whole time.
It was like a
during-
sense of humor thing, like, you know, here you go, honey, we're playing this for you.
So it made the funeral service a little bit better, thinking, oh, gee, Mom, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Oh, I
right.
didn't do it really. It wasn't
No,
me.
it wasn't my doing. It was his doing. He did it.
He's doing the best he can, Mom.
Yeah. Maybe you could teach him when he gets there.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, we'll hurry him along.
Oh,
Okay,
the
I know they want more
memories.
music, and so do I. So what you got?
Oh, you want to do Blackwater?
Sure.
I don't know if this is going to sound
Yeah,
good.
no, it's going to come up with just the two of us, so let's do it anyway.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Here's a Doobie Brothers song,
Doobie doo.
Okay, is it
D.
What'd you lose, Linz?
nothing yet.
Nothing yet. He has high hopes for himself today.
The day is young.
Okay, so Doobie Brothers
Here it is.
with just two of us. So we're the Doobie Brothers.
The Doobie Brothers. Oh, yeah. This makes me so happy.
Well, I built me a raft, and it's ready for float. Oh, Mississippi, she's calling my name. Catfish are jumping, that paddle wheel thumping. Blackwater keep rolling on down just the same. Oh, Blackwater, keep on rolling. Mississippi moon, won't you keep on shining on me?
Oh, Blackwater,
Keep on rolling, Mississippi moon, won't you keep on shining on me?
Oh, Blackwater,
Keep on rolling,
Behave.
Mississippi moon, won't you keep on shining on me? Yeah, keep on shining your light, gonna make everything pretty, mama, gonna make everything alright. And I ain't got no worries, 'cause I ain't in no hurry at all. I don't care, don't make no difference to me. Just take that streetcar that's going uptown. I like to hear some funky Dixieland and some honky-tonk, and I'll be buying everybody drinks all around.
About time.
Oh, black water, keep on rolling. Mississippi moon, won't you keep on shining on me?
Oh, black water,
Keep on rolling. Mississippi moon, won't you keep on shining on me?
Oh, black water,
Keep on rolling. Mississippi moon, won't you keep on shining on me? Yeah, keep on shining your light. Gonna make everything, pretty mama, gonna make everything alright. And I ain't got no worries, 'cause I ain't in no hurry at all. I like to hear some funky Dixieland. Pretty mama, gonna take me by the hand. By the hand,
Gonna take me by the hand, pretty mama.
gonna dance with your daddy all night long. I like to hear some funky Dixieland. Pretty mama,
Gonna take me
by the hand. By the hand,
Gonna
take me by the hand.
pretty mama.
Gonna dance with your daddy all night long. Like to hear some funky Dixieland. Pretty mama, gonna take me by the hand. By the hand,
Gonna take me by the hand,
pretty mama, gonna
dance with your daddy all night long.
That was so good. I love watching the two of you. I love.
And personally, I don't think it would be the same without
You
the
know what's
It
awesome?
wouldn't be right without the
To
woo.
see how much fun you have while you're doing it.
Yeah, but it's funny when you're doing it, you have no idea what you're doing. So you ever watch like guitar players?
Because even
when they
though
go on
you're
a
doing
guitar
it, and you know
riff
the piece
and
you're
they're
ad-libbing
making all
while
these
you're
facial
still-
expressions and stuff.
Yes.
I have no idea they're doing that. So that's the neat part. I
Yeah,
like watching.
because you're into your moment and you're
exactly.
being your authentic selves.
Yeah, it's pure. You know, it's pretty.
You know
pure
what
at that point.
amazes me is that there's a few instruments, I can play a couple instruments, but there's some that I have no idea how you play. One of them is a harmonica. How do you get all of that noise from these stupid little holes
Yeah.
in this thing? And you know what I mean? You are amazing. I don't know how you do that.
And how did
Sometimes
you
blow,
learn,
sometimes
sir?
you don't.
Sometimes you does and sometimes you
Sometimes you
don't.
blow in, sometimes you suck it out.
Yeah, I didn't want
Miss
to.
Shirley
I didn't want to go into all those details. But
When did you
That's
first
pretty much
pick?
it.
When did you first pick up the harmonica, sir?
That's a good question. I have no idea.
It was
I've always
before
had.
the
You want to work
coffee
with us
house?
a little
I've
bit?
always
on this
had one
thing?
of them in a case in my pocket, and
Like when you're in school, like a kid?
yeah, probably.
Really?
I think I've always had one in my pocket.
Get kicked out of schools a lot, did you?
No, I never. I didn't hang around in school that much to get kicked out.
Yeah.
Good answer.
No, I was. Let's see. I've done a lot of different things for occupations, and a lot of those things left hands free, so I could at least hold a harmonica with one, if not two. I used to drive
Yeah.
truck years ago, and I did a lot of driving with my knee while I was playing to the radio, and stuff like
Oh, right.
that. And actually, what you said about the coffee house, EastEnders,
Yeah.
being my coming out, so to speak, that was the very valid part of EastEnders. I definitely came out of
Will
my
be a
shell.
good venue.
Yeah,
definitely.
Well, I got inspired. See, up until the coffee house, I always sang and always played harmonica and different things, and keyboards and stuff. But I never did any of the above in front of anybody but my kids or my dogs.
Well, see,
And
I
always,
can't
and I
play.
always so admired people that could, get up behind a microphone and be on stage. and all
I'm
that.
just the opposite. I
know?
used to,
Yeah.
man, well, first of all, I was really shy when I was little, but playing in front of anybody I knew was torture.
It was pain.
Yeah.
It was like the
was-
more people are out there, the better, because they don't really know me. So
Yeah. There's
you know what I mean?
there's
It's
that
like
side of it.
I don't know what it was, but a large
Yeah.
number of people don't scare me.
There's
two
one-
people
I get
scare
that.
me. But
Yeah.
not you. I'm not afraid with you, Phoenix. Why is that?
Because I left my broom home.
There was this one occasion, the big turning point.
And the cauldron, I left that home
Oh,
too.
good.
Well, you're so non-judgmental, I think, is
Because,
what's
you know, to
wonderful
me,
about you.
before we start a show, and I think Lindsay has heard me say this before, right before a show starts, when we're doing the countdown, I do get butterflies. I do get like,
You really?
oh my God, yeah.
Huh.
And I'm really blessed that the people that I have on the show are people that I really care about.
Well, that makes
So,
it a lot
and
easier.
I only, and I will say this it'll go on the air, the show that we did before you, that was her first time with me, but she's such a darling, darling
she's very
lady.
sweet, yeah.
And we were talking because she's going to probably do a show here at LTV, so it'll be fascinating, something we could all learn from. And there was only one show I did that the guest was a problem. And that was when we were doing live shows up in Riverhead. And I do a lot of psychic shows and author shows and, you know, things like that, Ghostbusters type things with Joe Giaquinto, intuitive shows,
fun.
angels coming through, and a lot of messages from our beloveds that have crossed over that absolutely
for
blows.
you.
We were here one day with Joe Giaquinto, and he didn't know my cousin Eric had died 48 hours before. And he looks at me, and I will never forget it. We still have it on. The show comes up here sometimes. And he said, "Who is Eric?"
Oh,
And I didn't tell him or anyone before the show because I didn't want to start to cry during the
Isn't that
show.
cool?
And I said, "Eric's my cousin."
Whoa.
And he said he wants to thank you so much for always loving him and taking care of her. Her is my biological cousin.
Oh, Joe would bring you to tears in 10 minutes.
It was
He's something
just, and then my mother came through, and Scott was trying to give me a message, and Joe said to me, "Your mother's on the other side." I said, "Yes." He said, "Well, she's
Your mother's
pushing,
on the other line.
She's pushing Scott out of the way because she said, 'I'm her mother. I get to talk first.'" And that would be my mother. And he described what she was doing. She was poking
That's her, huh?
in the arm, and I said, "That was a trait that my mother had, that whenever you went to visit her, no one wanted to sit next to her because she would poke
Yeah.
you and say, 'Looka, looka.'"
Are you
And you'd leave her house. He's quite amazing.
Yeah, Joe's
So
something else, man.
I had
I've seen him.
this fella called me up and he said, "My name is so-and-so and I'd like to come on your show." And I said, "Well, before I have anyone on, I'll meet you for a cup of coffee, you know, and see if we're a match." Because it was an hour live show. And you're in trouble if it's bad.
Well, this isn't not live.
Well, it's live, but we could edit if we needed to. But
Right,
I never do because spontaneous is so cool.
Yeah.
So we were doing it in Riverhead, and I said to this guy, and he couldn't. He said, "Well, my schedule doesn't work. When are you going on?" And at that time, it was Riverhead 10 a.m. He said, "Well, I work. When else can you do it?" And I said, "No other time. We are live from 10 to 11
when we
a.m. on
do it."
Mondays." Too bad. So he said, "Okay, blah, blah, blah." A few months later, he calls me, and I had a cancellation. And my buddy Ryan, who you've met, Ryan was my director. Ryan always showed up, always, always, always. So I tell this fella, "Okay, I had a cancellation. Can you be there?" And he wanted to talk about a near-death experience. He died as a child and he came back, but he wanted to talk about what it was like when he believed he had gone to heaven and they told him it wasn't his time and came back, which I find fascinating.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And I've read a number of books written by surgeons that are very traditional, and it's happened to them. So I go for the scientific end. Yes, the fun end, the interesting end, but I don't like stories that, "Oh, a ghost came out and said boo and scared you." I'm not into that.
Yeah.
That's such I don't need the
No,
nonsense. There's no
no.
boogeyman. There's
No.
no. So I said to him, "I don't do this, but I have it, you know, see you there Monday." I guess it was a Saturday or Sunday he called. And so he gets there, and Bob, who is a darling, comes out. He sits, you come out of the elevator and you make the right turn, and you're there. And then down the hall is the studio. And I come around the corner, and Bob looks at me like, and I'm like, "Oh dear God." And I finish coming around, and there's this person that I'm sure many of you watch or have watched Big Bang Theory. And Sheldon, when he has that manic,
twice.
crazy smile.
Right.
Sheldon does a crazy smile, like E. And that's what this guy had on his face. When I
no,
came around, I
Sheldon.
was like, "Oh dear God, help me right now."
What's
And he
going
said,
on?
"Hi, I'm so-and-so." And I said, "I want to say, hi, I'm dead meat." But I didn't say that. No, cancel that, I'm not. And instead of talking about his experience, He was all over the place. He was 23 at the time. At 23, he was a CSW. He was a Reiki master teacher. He was a this, he was a that. And these are things that you cannot be all of these at 23.
Yeah.
You can't.
They take years to get to
fine
each
tune.
individual one.
And usually when I was doing the show in Riverhead, we had a live audience of it. It's a small studio, so we would have at least 6 people. It was live. We always had call-ins. The phone would sit right there.
Right.
Well, weird things happened because Ryan, my director, never showed up, wasn't answering my calls. No one came to be in the audience, and no one called.
That is
So I had to
bizarre.
start the show. It's 10
that
o'clock.
had to be a
Bob
long
set us
hour.
up, and it was just one long shot, and we're sitting there, and I'm like, oh my God, what do I do? And my phone was next to me because we didn't have a clock like we have here, and people were texting me saying, that man is creepy, get out of there, be careful, this, that, the other thing. So he was extremely bizarre, and when he left, he wanted to walk me down to my car.
Are
Something
you
said no. And I
Ew.
said, thank you very much, but I have paperwork to do, which I always have paperwork after a show. I said, thanks, I have paperwork. And he got in the elevator. Bob looked at me. I looked at Bob, and he said, that was the creepiest. I said, I know. He said, what do you want me to do with the show? I said, put it in the garbage.
Oh my God.
I have, and I'm doing this like 11, 12 years now. There was no way.
That was the only time in 11 or 12 years?
Oh, that
You're
is-
not doing bad.
that's
Not
I
bad.
bet.
But
really, really
we need
scary.
more music. We keep interjecting all these interesting stories for everybody.
Well, because
So-
you've got a million stories.
And that was a lovely story, by
That
the
was
way.
loverly. Can you yodel loverly? Can you yodel?
Lovely. No, yeah. Lover. Oh, well, no.
Sort of, kind of. You sound like you're getting bronchitis when you do it
I
like
know,
that.
I know.
Loverly. Oh no, it was like that dog on that cartoon.
Oh,
Ruh-roh.
yeah. What was
Scooby-Doo.
that?
Scooby-Doo, yes.
Yes,
You were
right.
just doing Scooby-Doo.
how
Okay,
funny.
back to music. Sorry, folks,
All right.
for our verbal interlude.
Well,
What music would you
Lindsay.
like? Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry.
Are we boring you, Lindsay?
No, not at all. Just, I do that.
So,
We all do. We need oxygen.
do you? You sure you don't want to do like?
You do whatever you want.
Do we know this one well enough? You want to try?
No, we
Actually-
don't. Let's do it.
They call this show "Flying by the Seat of Your Pants." This is going to be very funny to watch in retrospect. Next
Well,
time
we
you
did-
come on, bring a couple of the goats to walk around, okay?
Sure. You got a little whisk broom and a little dust bucket. to
Sure.
Go behind it with.
Little baby Pampers.
Yeah, they leave smart pills all over the place.
Okay.
Eat enough of them, you get really smart.
Same as a rabbit. We used to
Yeah.
have a rabbit in the
Yeah,
house,
those
yeah.
are smart pills.
Looked like chocolate chips.
Yeah.
They do pee a lot, I'll say. They
Okay.
pee all the time.
Little goat babies.
Yeah, that's annoying. Clean it up.
And they go do it again.
Yeah.
And here she is, Madame Jan Hanna and Monsieur Lindsay Reeve. What are you playing?
Brought to you by the makers of Johnson & Johnson.
And goat poop.
Or Buzz Chew. Local hard milk.
Yeah.
That's my hubby.
Hey, Buzz.
Good. Maybe I didn't love you quite as often as I could have. Maybe I didn't treat you quite as good as I should have. If I made you feel second best, girl, I'm sorry I was blind. But you were always on my mind. You were always on my mind.
I think you're going to have to take the next verse.
Okay.
She's going to cry.
And maybe I didn't hold you.
You're just an awful human being, you know that?
I know. All those lonely, lonely times.
He's a button pusher today.
For sure. I guess I never told you. I'm so happy that you're mine.
Yeah.
Little things I should have said and done, I just never took the time. But you were always on my mind. You were always on my mind. Tell me that your sweet love hasn't died, and give me one more chance to keep you satisfied, keep you satisfied. Little things I should have said and done, I just never took the time. But you were always on my mind. 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 Little things I should have said and done, I just never took the time. But you were always on my mind. You were always on my mind. You were always on my mind. You were always on my mind.
So beautiful. That song can make me cry in the blink of an eye.
Well, she was supposed
Got
to
you
sing
going.
the second
Well,
verse.
she couldn't. She couldn't.
My husband Jacques is, he has a lot of, he loves music, so he always tries to tell me what songs. Oh, why don't you do this song? Why don't you do this song? So he said, why don't you do this song? And I said, oh, for crying out loud, that's in every grocery store, every elevator. It's been done a million
There's
times.
a reason for that.
So then I thought, you know what? Maybe he's right. Yeah, right. Maybe he's right. So I revisited, and I didn't even get through the second line. I'm like,
And you're
oh my
crying.
God, we so have to do this song. It's killing me.
Even if I just weep through
Even
the whole
if I
thing.
can't even sing the damn thing.
Every now and then she looks over me and I go, okay, I'll sing.
I know. He knows, I know.
Yeah, and it's really.
I'm getting better though.
No, you know what? Don't lose it though, because
But
that's
look at how the
that's
two
what
of
you
you
put that emotion
presented.
in your songs, man.
And you
Sometimes
do
you just have too much.
Linz, you're doing it also. It's Jan, and you're evoking that also.
Well, you're the one
yeah.
that made me cry,
Yeah.
dumbbell.
Oh, this is my
Yeah.
this is my girl here.
So that's what
Making
music
the
does.
two of us cry. That really is not nice.
Music
there.
does do like it brings,
Yes.
you know.
And I tell my
emotions.
clients, tears are a gift. Don't hold the tears back.
No.
Meanwhile, I'm sitting here
Right,
saying,
right.
don't cry, don't cry.
Now, I always made a point, growing with raising my kids, that if there was something that was sad enough to cry over, that they should see me crying openly, because my dad lived to be almost 90, 2 weeks shy of 90, and I've seen him go through some amazing tragedies, and he would never let anybody see him cry. Only once in all the years I knew the man. And when he got older, he had all kinds of gut trouble and stuff, and I'm thinking, you know what? No, I'm going to let it out now and hopefully have a good gut when I get older.
Yeah.
You know, and I wanted my boys to know it was okay too. I think, you know, he was raised old school. His father.
I'll give you something to
his
cry
father,
about.
he was a good grandpa, you know, but
Yeah.
wasn't a fun grandpa, but he was a good grandpa.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you learn
And
how
he
not
wouldn't.
to be.
He was, you know, stoic, and my dad was brought up that way, and I didn't bring my kids up that way.
No, thank goodness.
I mean, I don't regret any
I
way
love
that my dad
your
brought
boys.
me up,
Your boys are awesome.
but that was an example I wanted to give my kids.
Yeah.
Is said, cry if you got it. You know.
Yeah. I only saw my dad cry once, and that was when his mom died, and he tried to stuff it.
Yeah.
You know. And my mom was like that too. At my grandmother's funeral, her mother, I was crying, and my mother yelled at me for crying.
Yeah. No, my dad.
And my
was
grandmother was my heart. I mean, I adored her.
My dad was always. You could always see he was. You know, like at his mother. You just mentioned the funeral. His mother's funeral. He was the life of the party, keeping everybody up. You know, trying to keep everybody from being sad. You know, and he had a wonderful sense of humor, but the stuff that he bottled up really messed him up.
It does.
That's
It does
too
make
bad.
you ill.
Yeah, it brought him into, later on in life, it brought him to a horrible depression for a while. Well, he had a 1-2 punch. He had a heart attack, and he had colon cancer, and then my brother got killed in an accident. And my dad was somebody that was a worse talker than me, if you can imagine. I mean, you know, and exactly, I inherited, the ability to retell the same story 37 times from him, along with his hurting feet and his nose.
Yeah.
But
There's a bright and a troubled side of life.
yeah, anyway, that was my dad.
And here we go.
I can't remember.
And we're not going.
No, I have no idea what that is.
So what are you going to lead into since she doesn't know the words?
Oh, from Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Right, okay, here we go. Keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. It will help you every day. It will brighten all the way. If you keep on the sunny side of life. That's it.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Jan.
Can you give us one more? We have like 4 minutes left.
Yeah.
So we have a 3-minute song, and then we can say goodbye and au
We could
revoir.
do a 3-minute waltz and just take our time since we have 4 minutes.
We could do a 3.
Or do something more time appropriate.
Oh, can you do Comes a Time? Or maybe I should sing, I don't know. Mr. Radio. Oh, Willin. Ooh.
Yeah, or
No,
whichever.
Comes a Time.
Whichever.
Do Comes a Time.
Okay.
If you don't mind.
No, I don't mind. Talk amongst yourselves while I look it up. You know,
Talk
it's
amongst
funny.
ourselves,
I always have the word sheet in front of me, and I never look at it anymore.
Get in touch
But
with
it's
me,
there
and
for when
I
I-
will put you, and I'll send me your email addresses. You know how to get me. Number 1, sacredfeatherhealingarts@gmail.com. And if you want to be on the list of where all the music is happening, send me that you want to be on the list. And Lindsay's Honey Bun, Diane Reeve, will put you on the list, and you'll know where the Jan Hanna Band is playing, and where everything is happening.
Jan's in a couple of bands.
So it's number 1, sacredfeatherhealingarts@gmail, and let us know that you want to be on, and I will forward your information to the Reeve abode.
And our website is janhannaband.com.
Yep.
janhannaband.com.
Can't miss
Easy.
it.
Ready?
Wait a minute. What key is this in?
Never mind.
And if you're playing when we run out of time, we're just playing into running out of time,
There you go.
which is wonderful. So
We can
if
do
we
that.
play running
We're
out
just
of
gonna play
time,
out
let's
the clock,
keep playing.
you
All of you, thank you so much for supporting the show. Love and blessings, and have an amazing new year.
And a happy life. Yeah.
Comes a time when you're drifting. Comes a time when you settle down. Comes a light, feelings lifting. Lift that baby right up off the ground. Oh, this whole world keeps on spinning round. It's a wonder tall trees ain't a laying down. Comes a time. You and I, we were captured. We took our souls and we flew away. were right. We were giving. That's how we kept what we gave away. Oh, this old world keeps on spinning round. It's a wonder tall trees ain't laying down. Comes the time. Oh, this old world keeps on spinning round. It's a wonder tall trees ain't laying down. Comes the time.
Comes the time.
Comes the time. Comes the time. Comes the time.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Happy New Year.
Thanks for having us.